Previously on Balls.
Twisted Sister. I want to rock. Jacques Olivier remembers that song from his youth. Huh?
Ja.
Lekker om jy hier te hê, Jacques Olivier, voormalige Springbok vleuel. Hoe gaan dit?
Nee, dit gaan met my altyd goed.
Altyd goed.
Klop disselboom.
Klop disselboom. Wat is 'n klop disselboom?
Sê maar.
Nee, ek weet nie. Is that a hitch that you tow something with?
No.
Apparently it doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't.
Daar's niks wat is soos 'n klop disselboom.
Nee, disselboom is in the old days with
The wagons.
the wagons.
Dis ja, the
It's a
hitch.
disselboom. So if it's knocking and plopping, it's working. So
Okay.
Ja.
Nou,
It's like, as jy
learn something.
buk, moet jy laag buk.
yeah.
In what sense, Johnny?
Something like that.
Except when you're in prison.
Ja.
Dan buk jy nooit.
Hulle teen die muur.
Lekker om jy weer te sien, Jacques Olivier, former Springbok wing. Whatever the hell happened to you, and it's amazing. People come in and people ask you all the questions you want to ask you on air, off the air. So we're going to find out what it is you're up to, and what you've been doing since wanneer het jy geretire,
Afgetree.
afgetree?
Retired when was it? 2000.
2000.
Yeah.
That late?
Yeah. I was on one crutch and on another one. My one foot was in a coffin and the other one on a roller skate.
Yes, like. But 2000. Hold on. Now I'm trying to think. You went on that end of year tour in '95, didn't you? You replaced James Small in the side.
Yeah, started 92. The
So you
first
played
one-
18 years of rugby.
No, 8.
No,
Oh,
I played
92. Sorry. Okay. No, I've got my maths wrong. Don't forget about what I'm talking
18.
about. I was going to say, geez, that's
I
18
played 10,
years.
10 years.
10 years of rugby.
Yeah.
All right.
10
Always,
years too long, huh?
always for the Bulls?
Always for the Bulls.
So it was net 'n bull, niks anders nie.
Yeah.
En
I couldn't understand English, so I couldn't go anywhere.
ek kon Sharks toe gegaan het. Hulle is almal Afrikaans sprekend nou daar. Almal van Bloem. That's why I'm excited Goosen's playing, because they're just getting him ready for the Sharks.
Yeah.
Ek was daar op daai toer na ons die Wêreldbeker gewen het.
Which was that?
95.
95, yeah,
Ja.
that's right.
En ek onthou daar was 'n groot affære oor jy was die enigste verandering wat Kitchen die span gemaak het. Hy het James uitgelos en
Ja.
jy is ingespan. Dit was die enigste verandering in daai span vir die Engeland toets, is dit reg?
Yeah, it's bad.
Ja. Wat het daar aangegaan?
I don't know. He didn't want to drop Chester.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, so okay. Well, were you supposed to actually replace Chester?
No, I used to be left wing,
Yeah.
and I replaced James, which was my roommate for 6-7 years.
How was that in the room? What did James say? Or maybe you shouldn't repeat it.
Ah,
Yeah. You can
I enjoyed
imagine.
James though, huh?
Yeah.
From
So you guys were roomies and you replaced him in the side.
Yeah. I was James and myself roomed for I think 5-6 years.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
All right.
Nobody else could stand him, so and I was the youngster.
I think it was more case no one could understand him.
I enjoyed James. Though.
Yeah. No, look,
I loved it.
He's here every Friday on the Hangout,
Is
so
it?
he'll be here again tomorrow on the show.
Well, I haven't
he does.
spoken to me in a long time. You must send my regards.
I will. I'll tell him that you were here, and we'll play back some of the things that you said. So say nice things. So you said nice things.
No, he said one thing. It's going to be difficult for me to repeat, but he said it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. To the media afterwards when he
For you.
Yeah.
For you.
Well,
Yeah.
he said it to the media.
Yeah.
Just after a year that he was dropped.
Yeah.
You said that you were the youngster in the team. How old were you?
No, not really. No.
No, you're halfway through your.
Yeah, I was halfway through. No.
No,
that-
Jacques had been around for a while.
Yeah. Well, I started for the box in '92, but no. James and myself it's just I'm making fun of it because I enjoyed James. I enjoyed staying with him. He wasn't neat at that time, but I don't think I was either.
And,
But
and
I think James is a brilliant bloke.
and the amazing thing is that in that time, '92, that you got a Springbok cap, having played in a Bulls team that had nice boards at fly half. So you actually got into the Springbok side without ever seeing the ball.
No, I saw it a lot, huh?
Did you?
Because
How?
they put so much pressure on us, you had to pause.
Yeah.
That's my best tries was when Nas was under pressure and I couldn't kick.
Yeah.
That's when I scored my best tries.
Okay.
Yes.
A couple of tweets coming through here. Thanks a lot, Quentin. Geretire. That is 'n Afrikaanse woord.
Geretire.
It's it's Anglicans. And Angelo says Jacques scored one of the best tries I've ever seen against England A. Brilliant, he says. Do you remember that try?
Yeah, I enjoyed that one.
What was it? Like run the whole field or what?
Yeah, Nas was under pressure again in our own 22.
Was that against England A?
England A, yeah. It was wasn't Twickenham, it was a Bristol.
All right. Oh, midweek game.
It was a Saturday game,
Oh, was
just
it?
before
Okay.
the test.
All right.
And we had the full test side playing, and we were actually behind at that stage. So
Yeah.
I
All
got
right.
the ball, and I was a scared wing, so I tried to run around the guys. Passed it to Donny those days, played with Donny Gerber.
Okay.
Passed it back, and fortunately we scored in the corner.
Well, there we go.
And then we won the.
Won the game and
Won the game,
and
yeah.
went on to win the test as well. After is that the one we lost? No, it was a
No,
win. Was
we
that
lost that one.
That's the
we
one we
were
lost.
we
yeah.
were ahead half time,
Yeah,
and they
Alright.
thrashed us.
that's right. And online 360 says great player. If only he played for the Sharks, though.
I couldn't speak English. I wouldn't be able to communicate those.
Yeah, in those days, I think he would have had to because there were players like what's his name, Grant
This is Wayne-
Coxwell,
yeah, and
Tubby
Wayne-
Hannaford, and Dick Cox, and all people like
Remember
that.
this, the little Irish scrum off and Craig Jamieson and
Greg
all this.
Jamison, yeah, they were all.
All
There was.
English.
There's still the last outpost of
Those
the
days
empire.
we still had receptions and we had to mingle with the guys.
Maar was nie vleisversagie daar ook nie? Of was hy nog steeds by die Vrystaat daai dag gewees?
Nee, vleis.
Vleis was at the Sharks already.
Yeah, I can't remember whether I played against Vleis.
Yeah, no, I think he'd already gone down to the Sharks. But yeah, he's as far as names go, he stood out like a sore thumb in that side because he had all these names like Hannaford and Coxwell and Cox and Jamison and then Vleisversagie.
Jeremy Thompson,
Jeremy Thompson was there as well. Yeah, Dickie Muir. Yeah, there's some memories. Why were we reminiscing about a Sharks team? Reminisce about your Bulls team from that time.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was Nas, Tommy Duplessis. Saw him the other day.
Tommy is a bit older than me.
Oh, was he before then? Oh, he was late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
Who was the scrum half in those days? Robert
Ro-
de Pre, okay.
Robert played. Nas played.
Darius?
Two van Rensburg. No, Darius was before me.
Also.
I played with Dion Oosthuizen, Theo van Rensburg,
Gerbrand?
Gerbrand, long
Yeah,
time with
fullback, the
Gerbrand.
late Gerbrand Grobler, yeah.
Gerbrand was a fly before too.
Creer?
After fullback.
Hendrik Creer?
No, he was before me
Before
as well.
you as well, okay.
So, yeah.
En wie was die ouens voor jou, die voorspelers? Kan jy onthou? Was
Heinrich Rogers, Uli Schmidt,
Skinner?
Jan Lok, André Skinner,
André Skinner?
Adolf Malan,
Milan, geez, that was a combination, eh? Skinner and Milan. What a great
Piet
combination.
Pretorius, Pote Fourie,
Jeez, like.
Johan Lamprecht.
Remember some of those names, eh, Johnny?
Yeah, Dan Puerto-Ferry, certainly I do remember him. And, the one that I do remember was Taste Lawrence, but that was obviously a long time before
No, we're
you,
not talking
but-
about that era
But
now.
what a legend, yeah.
And
That was just after the big depression. Taste Lawrence.
we'll ask Dennis Hutchinson. We'll ask Dennis Hutchinson a little later on about that one.
How old are you now, Jacques?
44.
44.
44.
Yeah.
All right. I'm Johnny King says, what about Casper Steyn? I actually saw Casper at a golf day. He's around the Pretoria area still.
Yeah, he is. He had a bad accident about a year ago. A little bit more than a year ago. He was in a coma. We almost lost him.
He looks okay though.
He's a lot better now.
Yeah.
A lot better. Good golfer. Good goal kicker.
Yeah, I saw Casper actually at Frick's
Frick de Peer Day.
golf day. He was there,
Yeah.
and he was at one of the others. I think yours day as well, if not mistaken.
Yeah.
And how many of the 95 squad do you still keep in touch with?
Just actually none, eh? I haven't got a lot of connections with the rugby players. I mean, after rugby,
You go on and do your own
separate
thing.
ways, and
Yeah. You
And
don't
I'm
get
not-
involved
I'm
in all the
not- I'm
old
not really
legend
the-
stuff and all that.
No, I'm not the function guy, so I don't go to all these old golden oldies functions.
These
and
Makiti
stuff.
Dags and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. That
Yeah.
global Makiti Dag last year.
Yeah, I didn't go.
Alright.
I don't go. I've had it. I've had my time with rugby, so
Alright.
I take my kids and go and watch on the pavilion, and then we go.
All right, we'll find out what you're doing now in a moment. First of all, how many Springbok caps?
I don't know.
Omtrent.
I don't know. I think I played but that's midweek matches around about 50.
Johnny will Wikipedia you. Hold on.
Toots Fest. Go and check it out.
Johnny will
I
Wikipedia.
think only about 17 or 18.
Yeah,
something
I
like
was going to say, Everson, so only 15.
that. We played test matches a year.
Yeah, that's the thing. Imagine if Tri Nation had been around then. You'd have had 50, 60 caps.
And if you could go, well, name your most memorable moment, which one would that be?
Memorable moment?
Yeah, one that stands out for you.
Well, actually, yes, there's a lot. There's no. My whole rugby career, I enjoyed it. I loved it. I loved training, and I loved the people. My memories of the people that played with me, especially off the field. Not the worst thing about a rugby tour is the rugby. The rest.
Yeah, the rest is all about
actually-
getting to know you and making new
fabulous.
friends.
So, obviously, if you win a competition, the Currie Cup, or there's one particular moment when we played Wales in at Ellis Park.
That 96-3 game.
Yes, I think that was
Yeah,
it.
I was there.
And for the first 12 tests I played, I think 12 or 13 tests, they didn't play the national anthem. So we used to go and play in England or France and wherever, and they played the French anthem, and that is it. And when we got to Louis Lay decided he's had enough, he's going to play the South African anthem. And just before the test match, and we were after the Welsh anthem, we thought that was it, and they started the South African anthem. And James was holding me, and I was trying to sing, and I couldn't get a word out. And that was
emotional.
absolutely, yeah. If you,
Especially having James next to you, because you know how emotional he can get. So imagine he must have been chunking like anything there.
Well, you should have seen me. But if you got 68,000 people in Ellis Park singing the national anthem for the first time, that was unbelievable.
You know, if it was that Wales game, that 96-3 game, James Dalton played in that game as well.
Yeah, that's right.
And I remember I was sitting on the side of the field. I was doing some super sport stuff there. And they replaced James in the second half. They brought him off. So he walked off the field, but you could see he had this look on his face that he was up to no good, because they were not clapping Wales. They were just running in tries at will. So he made a beeline, but not for his own bench. He made sure he went straight past the Welsh bench. And as he walked past the Welsh bench, at the top of his voice he says, "Yes, but you must really be cucked to be on the bench for Wales, eh?" Oh my goodness. So what are you doing now? Wat maak jy nou? Wat's jy sê jy is al 15 jaar besig met dieselfde besigheid?
Yeah, I studied law, but I didn't like it, so I started building. Still a building contractor.
So you qualified as law
Yeah.
and you don't use it?
No,
Gee, okay.
I don't know anything about law anymore.
You forgot everything.
Yeah.
It's a bit like Francois, same sort of thing. I think he also studied law.
Yeah.
Oh. So you became a builder.
Became a builder. I'm still a builder.
So you build actually physically yourself, or do you supervise? I mean, do you draw? What?
That's an architect.
Yeah, no,
Are you a building
erecting
manager?
buildings,
Is
yeah.
it, what, big office complexes or houses?
Yeah, we do commercial stuff. We
Okay.
do shopping complexes and office blocks and that kind of stuff. And
Oh, all right, cool. So, I mean, that's a good business. A lot of the stuff going up at the moment.
And how many people that you deal with in business actually recognize who you are? Because I won't lie, when you walked in here today, I didn't recognize you. You've lost a bit of hair and it's a bit grey.
yeah, I look different.
I don't think you look that different. You never
No.
really always had a lot of hair.
Yeah, in the beginning I had a lot of hair, but no.
Ja, maar jy later daai was jy
Ja.
altyd kort gesny.
Yes, I think if you make an appointment and you say who you are and they find out, it helped in the beginning.
Yeah, sure.
But no, the people don't recognize you after a while. They seem to forget you. Apart from your own age, when they grew up and you
Sure.
almost the same age. But the youngsters, they don't know who we are.
And then there's
Which is a good thing, I think. I don't like the attention.
and then there's a surprise factor when they go, "Waar ken ek jou vandaan? Waar het ons van tevore
Ja.
ontmoet?" And then suddenly when it dawns,
Yeah.
the facial expression is
Did you
always
come
the best.
from Petersburg? No.
Hoe is Jacques Olivier? Waar ken ek daai naam? Ek was 'n Springbok gewees. Jacques, it's lekker to see you again, man. And you're looking very well. I'm glad business is going good for you.
Yeah, no complaints.
good.
Before we go, we'll let you go. What do you think is going to happen on the weekend with the box?
Ja, wat dink jy van hulle?
Yeah, ek weet nie. I don't know. I think I don't want Heineke's job. That's the only thing I know. but I think they played well against England. All Blacks and Aussies, different story. Hiccup against
Argentina.
We were there, you were there, we toured there once, what was it, 93?
Yeah, I've never been to Argentina.
You never been. It's
Yeah.
difficult, it's always difficult. But the real test is the All Blacks always.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I think doesn't matter who you select in the box side as a coach, there will always be flack. There will be. So he's got this Kirshner in, and he's got that and that and that, and
I think the gripe at the moment seems to be mainly with the style of play.
yeah, it's to me it's one-dimensional. It's I think if it. But I'd like to ask Darren. In the olden days, when we used to play, you had a captain and you had a senior squad, and you had a game plan going onto the field. And if it doesn't work out,
You change it.
Yeah, they change it. The whole complex of the game. So we take it wide or this and that. These days, it looks to me like the coach is doing all the decisions from the side.
There's been a lot of criticism about that because it seems like he's making calls from the side. And I think the point you're making is that the players were empowered to make their own decisions
Yeah.
on the field and be able to change when it was necessary.
Yes.
And maybe that's not what's happening now, or that they're not allowed to make those decisions necessarily. They've got to stick to their plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. But I don't know. It's
But look, you never
it's
get that
difficult,
information.
and
out of it.
I agree. I think it's one-dimensional. If something doesn't work, I mean, you got to go to plan B or plan C and get something going, and
Yeah.
get some momentum. But the way they're playing, it's boring. And the fifth ball they kick, I just want to go out to the braai and have a beer. That's it.
There we go. But at least you're still watching rugby. So, and as you say, rugby gave you some really, really good years. Nice to catch up with you. Thanks for popping
Thank
in.
you so much, Sean.
no
Ry
problem.
asseblief versigtig terug Pretoria toe,
Ja.
maar jy bly nog steeds daar, nie?
Ja.
Okay.
That's the Afrikaans Valley.
Ja,
Ander
daar,
side
nee.
jy skei.
Nee, ander kant die boerewors gordyn.
Ja.
Daar sê. Jacques Olivier joining us, one of the former Springboks popping in to see us, and let us know, as that's why we got Jacques in. A few people had said on Twitter, whatever the hell happened to Jacques Olivier, so now you know. He's
Not a lot, eh?
What's
he's
your
building.
company's name?
It's VO. It's for Van der Schuyf Olivier building projects. But we don't advertise and stuff.
No, they've
You
got
just
more
did.
than they've got enough buildings they're putting up already. They can only do so many office blocks. Lekker to see you again, Jacques. All the best, man.
Thanks a lot, Ring.
Look
Thanks a lot.
after yourself.
Thanks,
Drive,
John.
drive
Thanks,
safe
John.
in this bad weather.
PM to 6 p.m. Mondays to Fridays live on balls.co.za. Balls.co.za.